Why so serious? The Great, and you are listening to another edition of Pro Talk Wrestling, episode 99. Holy mackerel. To tell you the truth, guys, I thought about this for such a long time, and I honestly didn't think I was going to make it to 99, and it's just crazy. A year ago, I just started doing random videos, and somebody said, well, you know, you should really do a podcast. Nobody's going to take you seriously unless you do a podcast. And, you know, I went to Spreaker and signed up with them. Next thing you know, I'm doing this 99 episodes in. This happened after WrestleMania and going to be concluding this before WrestleMania. Going to take the time during the show to thank so many people that made this a possibility. But I will get to that a little more later on in the show. I kind of figured that going into episode 100 that I didn't want to waste Max and Spencer's time with the whole how WWE should book the Roman Reigns title reign going into this upcoming year, because obviously we know what's going to happen at Mania. So instead, I'm actually going to do the how WWE should book now, and then end the show with a little bit of gratitude for all the people that actually made this possible. And then tomorrow, it'll just be me, Max, and Spencer from the Squared Circle podcast, just going through, venting, and just going through a lot of different things. We're just going to have a fun time, 3-hour show, guys, happening at noon Central Time. You definitely do not want to miss out on that. So, enough of the jibber jabber. Let's get right into it. How WWE should book Roman Reigns' title reign going into this upcoming year. Now, for those of you that have indeed been paying attention, I mentioned on my last podcast about a couple weeks ago that what should have happened was that Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Triple H, and Dean Ambrose should have had a fatal four-way going into WrestleMania 32. Now, obviously, that doesn't seem to be the case right now, so we're going to go with the assumption that Roman Reigns did indeed win the title by heel tactics. So we're just going to continue on from there, go into an entire year, going into next WrestleMania, which will be WrestleMania 33. And guys, it may seem like it's going to be a very boring episode, but definitely do not want to miss out on this. So we go into the Monday night after WrestleMania. It's supposed to be the biggest hype, biggest deal, everything like that. Roman Reigns is still not quite yet solidified as a major heel. So what do you need to do? You need to have him turn on somebody. The biggest, crowd reaction that you can get out of him is to having him attack either the biggest babyface or one of the biggest stars in the wrestling industry. Who might that be? Well, let's see here. He has a nice eyebrow. He likes to get the people on his side. He does an amazing job at it. Why not have him attack The Rock? So how is he going to do that? Well, Roman Reigns comes out the following night, and he is bragging to everybody that I won the title by myself. I do not need the people. The people are just, holding me down, and friends have been holding me back. Rock comes out, and he is basically standing up for the people. He's saying, you need to realize that the people are the reason why you are here today. Your friends are the reason why you are here today. you need to also realize that if it wasn't for your family, you would not be in the wrestling business today. You should be appreciating the people instead of being like a sour brat. And Roman Reigns responds with just, I don't need these people. I don't need friends. And I sure as hell do not need family. Bam! Spears The Rock, takes him down, and then he power bombs him through the announcer's table. And Rock is just stretchered out. And unfortunately, he will be out of action for quite a while, to be honest with you. He'll be continuing doing his movie deal. He'll be continuing to do his acting. That's fine. And there's actually going to be a future setup going on with The Rock. So keep that in mind going through this. So, the following week, Dean Ambrose comes out and he says, you know what, I don't like this change of Roman. And I think that the best way to change him is to take that title off of him because he's just going to tarnish it. He is just going to ruin it. He is not going to be the champion that everybody wants to see. So, Shane McMahon, who has indeed beaten The Undertaker at WrestleMania, a man can dream, he comes out and he makes an official matchup between Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns for the title at Payback. Matchup is good. However, it ends in a double disqualification, double countout. It ends in a draw. And I know that seems like a dumb way to do it, but we're still building towards this. Shane McMahon does not like how that ended, so instead he decides, hey, we're going to have a matchup between the two of you again at Extreme Rules. But I know that you guys like to just beat each other up, so at Extreme Rules, for the first time in so many years, we're going to have the WWE Championship decided at Extreme Rules in a first blood matchup. Now, the reason why I say first blood is because we want to still continue to have that edgy side. You need to see that brutality. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, why isn't there more blood being shown? Why isn't there more violence? Why isn't there more destruction? Well, here you go. Now you got a matchup where you're guaranteed blood, and it's been like years since they've done a first blood matchup. Sure, it might seem a little barbaric, but at the same time, you can't see any other way. I mean, people could say last man standing, steel cage, blah, blah, blah. But we've seen that happen over and over and over again. You need to choose a matchup that these people have not seen in years. And a first blood match for the title, God, that hasn't been done since, like, I think it was Stone Cold and The Undertaker at 1999, I want to say. I think it was the 99 over the edge. No, it wasn't over the edge. I think it was over the edge. I could be wrong. But they haven't done that in so long. So they build that up just great. Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns are kind of one-upping each other. And during the matchup, it is indeed brutal, it is indeed barbaric. But Dean Ambrose unfortunately comes short, and Roman Reigns comes out victorious. After the match is over, Roman Reigns is just about to leave, but then he looks back at Dean. He looks at the crowd, looks back at Dean, and he just spears him again. He sends him out of the ring. Roman Reigns spears him through the barricade, powerbombs him through the announcer's table. Dean Ambrose is stretchered out, and unfortunately, he will be out of action for quite a few months. And this is actually a good thing for Dean because he's one of the hardest working guys in the business right now. He deserves some time off. And I know people are saying like, well, then you're just taking your top babyface away. But this also gives us an opportunity to build more babyfaces. This is what Shane McMahon was talking about. Building up more stars, giving them other opportunities, giving them the chance to be a superstar. So who is going to challenge Roman Reigns at the Money in the Bank ladder match? Let's see here. Could it be somebody who has possibly grabbed the brass ring but got yanked down by a certain egomaniacal maniac? Could it be somebody who is over with the fans? He has his own area. Let's see. He does this thing where he grabs his opponent and he does it in a circular motion. What is one of the guys? That's right. Cesaro. Cesaro comes back and he is going to be in the title picture. And he actually has a pinfall victory over Roman Reigns in a tag team matchup. So Roman Reigns is thinking, oh boy, this is not exactly what I thought was going to happen. So they have the match at Money in the Bank, Cesaro versus Roman Reigns, and it is one of the best matches of the night. Indeed, it makes Roman Reigns look still strong, but it also makes Cesaro look like a legitimate main event title contender. In the end, though, Roman Reigns hits a low blow. He hits the spear. 1, 2, 3. And that is it. So unfortunately, Cesaro seemingly is going to have to go to the back of the line, but Cesaro comes out the following night and he says, "Hey, I want my rematch, and I want to be able to prove to these people here that I am indeed still that person who can grab the brass ring, who can hold on to it, and who can capitalize on any opportunity that's being given to me." Roman just says, "Hey, I already beat you, so go to the back of the line. You're not going to be going there. I have other people that I have in mind, so yeah, just get out." And during this time, when there's breaks in between pay-per-view matches, he is actually defending his title against people that he doesn't really consider to be main event level status. But again, this is another opportunity to make stars. You have a close encounter with a certain person that Gravity forgot in Neville. You have a great matchup with a guy who is just a major troll on Twitter, Kevin Owens. You have so many other people that can get title opportunities, and you're also testing the waters because you're thinking, okay, maybe this person could be a main eventer, maybe this person could be a main eventer. Why not give it a shot? During that time, Roman Reigns decides to beat down on Cesaro, and they're doing this in the ring. He's about to set him up for the spear when all of a sudden you hear, "I hear voices in my head." Randy Orton's music hits. Randy Orton makes his triumphant return, beats down Roman Reigns, and Randy Orton wants a shot at the title. Now, at Battleground, it seems like the match is going to be set up between Roman Reigns and Randy Orton. Nay, nay. I understand that a lot of people are big fans of Randy Orton. I myself am a fan of Randy Orton, but you can't always have the same thing over and over again, where it's just a singles match every single time. That's one of the reasons why Cena versus Orton got so old, was because it was the same thing. It was the same deal. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have Randy Orton versus Cesaro taking on each other for your number one contendership match. And Roman Reigns gets involved, and he's thinking, "Oh, I'm not going to face any of you guys." Shane McMahon says, "You got involved, so they're both going to be facing you." So it's Cesaro and Randy Orton challenging for the title at Battleground, and it is indeed another great matchup where Roman Reigns somehow picks up a victory using a roll-up with a handful of tights on Randy Orton, and he's leaving the ring. And he comes out the following night saying, like, "I am the best. I have beaten anybody that's been put in front of me. I destroyed Dean. I belittled my, cousin, The Rock. I've beaten Cesaro. I have taken out the Viper. There's nobody on earth that can beat me. I can take on all comers." And Shane McMahon says, "All comers?" And Roman says, "Yes, I will take on all comers, and I will indeed do it," with a smile on my face. And he does that cheesy smile that everybody hates. So Shane says, "All right, well then SummerSlam, you got it. You're going to be facing on all comers? Then I only need one person." Cue Brock Lesnar. Lesnar comes out, and we finally get the rematch between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar coming in as the major babyface, Roman Reigns coming in as the major heel, and of course Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman have a pretty decent exchange of words. Now, obviously, Paul Heyman's going to blow him out of the water, but Roman Reigns, he'll just have to say, actions speak louder than words. I'm going to kick your client's ass. Matchup happens. And of course, you'd expect the same thing to happen that happened at WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar hits suplex after suplex after suplex, but Roman just has that smile just to get in Brock's head. And you can honestly see it. Brock is just thinking, like, why won't this guy stop smiling? It just keeps going and going and going. Even comes to a point where he actually gets pulled off by the referee. And Brock realizes, you know what? All right, I'm just going to end this. So he picks up Roman, goes for the F5, swings him up. Fortunately, Roman's legs hit the referee, gets knocked down. Brock goes for the cover. You hear the fans going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Brock is thinking, you've got to be kidding me. So Brock is trying to revive the referee while Roman Reigns is calling to the outside. And he grabs the championship belt. Brock tries to grab Roman. Bam! Hits him in the head with the championship belt. Roman Reigns comes back in, hits a massive power bomb, follows it up with a huge spear, and then hits it with another spear, covers him 1, 2, 3. And the crowd is just in shock. The fact is that Brock Lesnar has been rarely beaten for quite some time now, and Roman Reigns has finally done it. Not only is that going to give Brock Lesnar more, I wouldn't say sympathy, but a little more of a babyface